This is what Project Creep looks like. We were taking this guy down to get weighed. Turns out, with trailer, it is 9,100 pounds. And these, 3,500 pound axles. There's two of them, so it can hold about 7,000 pounds. But our axle weight was 7,800. Should have handled it a little bit better than it did, but we did rip off one of our hubs on the way home. So we're like, hey, let's replace this hub. Oh, look, there's no brakes. Now we're gonna have to replace the brakes. Oh no, everything down here is rusted and crappy and held together with U-bolts. This whole trailer's garbage. And now, we're cutting off these U-bolts to remove this piece-milled carriage, replace it with some welded carriage and 3 axles. We'll try to shorten the work as much as possible so that you guys aren't watching it real time. We'll time lapse some things. We'll show you a little bit of the welding, but yeah, got to replace this undersized carriage with a carriage that can handle 10,500 pounds. That way when we load this thing up with gear and fuel, it's not pushing the limit of what it can handle. All right, so we got the U-bolt there unhooked. This one also unhooked. I don't want to be under the trailer when I knock these out entirely. So I'm gonna take one side off here. And leave this other side. I'm gonna stand way back and hit that with a little pipe, and then this whole carriage should fall off and roll out. She's hanging. One's off. Last one. All right, carriage is falling. Now, we'll wheel this right out of there. Go ahead and grab the center and just pull it straight back. Should be free and clear. We're clear of the engines. All right, we're separated. The entire boat trailer is held up on a tripod jack system. That looks like, look at that. Looks like it's flying. And we can start stripping down and rebuilding. Now we just gotta tear this apart, keep the tires, scrap the axles, and start building the next part. So here we are stripped down, ready for the new axles. They're coming on Wednesday. Keeping the tires, they're gonna bolt right up, 5x4.5. We harvested all the long stock, quite a bit of aluminum in there. Cut off the axle ends, harvested the square tubing that was in the middle. We're gonna reuse that. And we've got some other scrap here that's gonna go out to the curb. Not too bad, recycled almost everything. Now we gotta strip this down, get some good welding points. You'll see that in the next scene. We got some of this 2" by 6" C-channel off of Facebook Marketplace. We're building this out. It has to be 11.5 inches on each side and lined up. We cut off the rest of it. This one's getting ready for a weld right here. Pretty good fitment. Might need to grind a little bit more of a bevel on there, but if I weld both sides, attach it here to the trailer, I'm gonna have to add some box tubing down here to finish this because it's a 5" by 3" square tube or rectangle tube, 1/4" wall. This is 3/8 wall, and it's super strong, but it's just 1 inch too tall. So I'll add some angle irons to box down there to tie it all together. Not too bad. A little zigzag on there. See how we do here. Good bead on top. I lost the bubble here. Got some good penetration on the corner though, and we're gonna weld the backside as well. Probably go over this one more time. So here's my Saturday so far. I want to go fishing on this big orange boat. I'm in the driveway because the boat doesn't have tires. The tires can't go on until I put some axles on. And the axles can't go on until I hang new leaf. And I can't hang new leaf springs until I weld on new leaf spring holders. And I can't weld on new leaf spring holders because the frame was too thin. So I had to widen the frame, but I couldn't do that until I bought the C channel from some guy on Facebook Marketplace who I don't think owned it. And then I had to fix the welder to weld up the C channel. So I fixed the welder, bought this, put on the C channel, welding on the leaf spring holders, got the leaf springs bolted on one side, about to put the axles on, just so I can put the tires on, so we can take the whole thing to the water and launch it. This is gonna be one expensive fish. Here's our status update. We've got the hardware in, we've got them welded up. Welds are getting a little better each time. We've got leaf springs already hanging on the other side. I got the axles measured up. We're square, we're equidistant. We're ready to paint this, scrape this side down, paint it, and hang the rest of the hardware. Maybe get this thing back on its axles today. Just trying to get the dirt knocked off. We're gonna do a rattle can job today. And then when I get this thing moored or at a dock for a couple days, we'll sandblast it, give her a professional paint job. Just need something to protect it from the 1 or 2 dips it's gonna take us to get this thing in a slip. Gotta protect the welds first off. Salt water does a number. Any exposed metal. I'll probably blacken up this frame a little too, just to make it look like it's not cobbled together. I mean, it is cobbled together, but you know, no reason for it to look cobbled together. Got a lot of wind today. It messes up the welds because it blows the argon out of the way for using a C25 or C100 gas. Outdoor welding can be terrible in the wind. Let's use flux core, and even then it can be rough. It also blows the spray paint around. So I gotta do these short bursts. So usually you'd go nice and long. Actually, that's working now that I'm recording it. So yeah, use the technique that works. So we've got them all hung here. Now, when they're riding, they need to be above these equalizers like this, but they flop right back down right now. And a lot of that is because there's a lot of slack in here and there's no pressure pushing them up. So what we need to do is we need to tighten these bolts down. You need to go hard so that these seat all the way into the metal. They've got little ribs in there and they need to seat into that metal. Then you got to back it off a half turn. Otherwise, none of this will move. If you cinch all this down until that's tight, you won't have any movement in your suspension. And it's suspension, it's supposed to move. So you got to back it off about a quarter turn after you cinch it down. And then we're gonna flip these up to the top side. They should hold like that side already is. And then we'll get the axles you bolted onto the bottom. Almost there. There. Now, if we left that there, it would be stiff, but that's the problem. So these seated down all the way. I check to make sure this is flush, and we back her off quarter turn. Right around there. That way you get your movement. Still too much. You don't want it floppy, but I gotta hold the backside too. So hold on. Real life is not always perfect. There we go, I felt it release. So now we still have that movement, but it's not flopping around like the rest of these, and this is seated all the way in. These nuts have little tabs on them that dig in and basically intentionally cross thread it. So when you back off to create that space, these aren't just gonna roll off of here. And it'll help that the salt water is going to rust that to crap right away, so these will just snap off next time I try to remove them. Get these on hand tight so the axle's not hanging. That one had a burr. If you run into an issue with tightening these by hand, take the socket off. Gives you a little extra leverage, you can cut more fingers on it. Now this plate will twist and come off, so you got to get that second U-bolt on pretty efficiently. At least get them stuck on there. And watch out, these edges on these plates come pretty sharp. There we go. So if you tighten one side down, like this inside side down, this plate will torque up in the front and you'll get a gap. So you need to tighten one, then pick your lowest one of the four, tighten that one next. You can also lift up a little bit and just roll your way around. Lowest, 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 so that they should all have equal spacing on the top when they're done and tight. And make sure you sync it up with this hole. How do I get in here? Right here there's a bolt and a hole that needs to go together. They don't line up, you'll have a gap there. And eventually when it does fall in, your whole suspension will be loose because you tighten down on a bolt that then recesses. So you gotta recess it first try. All ready for some tires. We're gonna jack up one axle at a time and pop them on. Unfortunately, I only had 4 tires from the previous trailer and I've got 2 spares. So the rims won't all match, but they'll all be rated for it. Just like I said, that middle one's not gonna match because it's a spare. I had 2 spares in this trailer on the front. Now we're using them both, so I gotta buy 2 more spares. Maybe I'll get ones that match these guys. That guy's full of grease from the when that first hub exploded. Sent grease everywhere. If I get another matching white one for the middle, clean that one up, put the spares back on the front, we'll be off to the races. Oh yeah. Silent, smooth, centered, and under load. I'm going to go ahead and voice over the last 2 scenes of this video because during the testing and launching phase, we really wanted to focus on getting it done right and getting it done safely, making sure everything worked out properly instead of trying to film it from the right angles and get the right narrative. It also gives me a chance to cover 2 things with you guys, the first of which should be obvious already. We're not professionals. This is not a how-to channel or how-to series. This is just a what are we doing today or how are we doing this type of series. You can learn a few things from us, sure, but we're amateurs. We're just trying to have fun. We're not trying to do a professional job. If it works and it's safe, we're happy. The second thing I want to hit on is that we do not take sponsorships, even though we have 400,000 subscribers now. We do not hawk other people's equipment or recommend other people's businesses. So if you're one of those businesses, stop sending us emails. We get them every day. We're not interested. We self-sponsor with the book that is popping up on the screen now. That's Don't Die, our comedy survival manual. It's funny, it's full of real stories, and it'll teach you something along the way. So check it out. Well, there you have it. That's it for this video. I'm not gonna make you guys watch me grind it down and repaint it, and I'm probably not gonna do that until we move to Michigan anyway. So this thing's gonna stay in its current state for another 63 days, and then we're driving 1,200 miles north. Launch this thing in the Great Lakes. As always, thank you for watching and take care.